What's up guys, how you doing? If you haven't been to my channel before, my name's Flip Scrubber. I'm here to talk about filmmaking, cinematography, photography, tutorials. If you're interested in that, the subscribe button is right down there. Today I'm going to walk you through the DJI Mini 2 settings. So it's safe, it's easy to use, and everything is basically set up so you've got the groundwork for this thing to be cinematic. So it's smooth, it looks great, and you know, it's the groundwork. It's not all about the settings, but the settings are going to help you achieve really smooth footage like I get. Later on in a film or two, I will teach you how to use the sticks and the wheel so everything looks really good. Right, we have the drone on. Press the button once and then press and hold it for it to turn on. Same thing with the controller. It opens the DJI Fly app straight away. On the bottom right, the blue button should go blue. It should say Go Fly, so you press that. Let me go through the settings really quick. Top left, you have what says N mode, which corresponds with the controller right here. So you've got normal, cine, and sport. I basically only use normal to film, unless I'm inside and at some really tight spots. I'll use cine to slow things down a lot. I use sport to get out there really fast, check something out, turn to normal, and then I film. Left hand side in the middle, you have a little arrow going up. There's basically takeoff. If you press and hold it, it will take off. Press anywhere else apart from that grayed out area, it will turn off. Map at the bottom, it will show you where you are. If you pull it back, it will turn into this tiny little square again. Then you have height, distance, your speed. And if we go further on to the right, we're gonna have, at the moment, let's put it in, video, 4K, 25 frames. So you're gonna have 4K 25 frames, because I am in Europe, so 25 frames. If you're in America, use 24 frames. And it's gonna have a little memory card with how much space is left, how much you can still film on that card using those settings. ISO of 100, a shutter, of 150, it should be, because we're keeping with the 180-degree rule, which basically states that your 25 frames should be double, so your shutter should be 1/50. And that is the little M on the right-hand side, means you're in manual settings. If you press it, it's going to go into auto. Don't use that if you want beautiful cinematic footage with motion blur. If it is too light outside, you're going to have to use filters like the ones from Freewell. I will do a film about them pretty soon. They will keep your exposure down. So it's basically a filter that darkens your camera right there, allowing you to keep to that 180-degree rule. Further up is the play button. That will basically show you everything that you filmed or taken photos of. Then you've got 1x. If you press it, it will turn to 2x. This is a digital zoom, not optical, so I don't recommend using it. If you go into full HD, it will turn into a 4x zoom. Like I said, you don't need to use it. You got 24 frames all the way up to 60 in full HD. In 4K, you've got 25, 30, and 24. Like I said, 25 frames. At the top, we have that green kind of 94, which will tell you until return to home, until forced landing, and until battery is depleted. Now, you don't want to get to number 2 or number 3. I don't recommend that. It's stressful. Then if you press the little RC, it will show you that the signal is strong, and it will show you if you have any satellites or the GPS signal. Press the 3 buttons at the top, and we'll go into safety. That's the first thing, far left-hand side. Max altitude 500. I'm a licensed drone pilot, so I know where I can fly high and where I can fly low, where I'm not allowed to fly. You should normally be flying for a max height of about 120. You've got to check out your rules, regulations of where you are. Max distance, this can go to 10K apparently. I'm seeing videos where it goes to I think 12K, but you should be having it in your line of sight at all times, unless you have a license which is beyond line of sight. Auto return to home altitude. How can I give an example of this? This is a building. It is at 76 meters. Your drone loses signal and it starts flying back to you. Auto return to home. Boom. It hits the building, falls down, hits someone's head. You're in a lot of trouble. So if that building is 76 meters, let's say we do 100 meters, it will fly over and come back down to you. That is a safety measure that is very important. Make sure you remember to do that before you fly. Or if you're in the air, just change it really quick. If you've got trees around you in the 30 meters, do like 40, 45 meters just to be safe. Update home point. If you move anywhere, you can update your home point. Compass, calibrate your compass every time you move. So if you're in a park and you drive like 10 minutes down the road, calibrate your compass. IMU normal, you can calibrate your IMU. It takes like 3 minutes, but it's worth it. Battery info will tell you all about your battery, how many times it's been charged, the volts, etc. Unlock geozone, you can use this if you're in an area that needs unlocking. If it's pretty sensitive area, you're gonna have to put in your phone number, you'll get a text message, and you have to accept everything in there. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Advanced safety settings. This is very important. If your signal is lost, return to home every single time. If you put it on descend, it will just start descending on someone's house, someone's car, into the sea. That's trouble, right? Hover, it will stay there, and if you've lost the signal and you can't find it, it will just drop out the sky. Not good ideas. Always leave it on return to home. I'm drinking this water because I'm filming this the 4th time because my phone kept on cutting out. Film something that lasts 10 minutes 4 times. Anyway, payload mode. I have that off because I don't have the propeller guards on. Find my drone, it will start flickering and making noises, and it will show you on the map where it should be. Remote identification, you can change that, put in your details. The control. I'm in Poland, in Europe, I have it in kilometers. The front light is breathing, as you can see here. You can have it on rainbow or solid or disable it, and you can change the color. That's a fun little gimmick. Gimbal mode is on follow, so it will be following. If it's on FPV, it's going to be doing this kind of crazy FPV thing. I don't like that. It's not an FPV drone. Upward gimbal action is very important because if you get this right here, it will start moving up to 20 degrees. There you go. That is important. If you're close to a building, a tree or something, you're going to be able to move it up to see that. Or move it up and pull back and straighten out. That's really cool. Gimbal calibration, it will basically do a gimbal calibration. Leave it on a flat surface, give it some time, it takes about 60 seconds. Advanced gimbal settings in 1 minute. Phone charging, turn that on. I need that because my phone's about to die. Stick mode 2, all of us use that, so leave it on there. Recenter gimbal with the button customization. That is basically this button right here. You can see that, the FN button. You press that, it will, as you can see, that's useful because I'm constantly filming either down or forward. That really helps, and it's nice and quick. Double tap it to get into map or live view. Remote control calibration, you can do that if you want. Flight tutorial, you can watch that if you want. Repair to aircraft, so you can repair your controller to the aircraft if you use the different controller or something bad happened. Your camera. Where in video, this changes every time you change a mode. So video subtitles are on, histogram is off, exposure warning is off. You can have those on if you need help with your exposure. My grid lines are all on, so the middle, the squares and the diagonals. White balance always set to manual, 5600 for daylight. If you're filming inside and there's a lot of tungsten light, set it to 3200. SD card format, you can press it, format it, and it will format. I have my cache when recording off. Transmission, dual band, it basically will choose the best, the cleanest transmission for you to use. And about is basically about your drone. You can check for updates, see how many times the battery's been charged, etc. Let's get out of this, go into photo and press the 3 buttons again, go to camera, and you will see you have now a different menu. So JPEG and RAW. I wish they change it in a future update so it's just JPEG or RAW. I keep on having to delete all my JPEGs and just use the RAWs. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of space. Size 4x3 or 16x9, 4x3. A photo is 4x3. 16x9 is basically cropping that, so you're losing out on that photo. It's not worth it. And the only thing that you need to change here is balance. White balance, it will come with it enabled as auto. Make sure it's on manual, 5600 once again for daylight. Right, let's get out of this and let's see. We also have, you can use single photo, you can use bracketing, so it will basically do this. 3 photos, it will bracket underexposed, normal, overexposed. You can put them together in Lightroom or Photoshop later. Time shot, so you can choose how much time you need to take a shot. Like I said, video, you can choose between your frame rates. Pano and Quickshot need to be in flight. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set it down. And I'm going to press the takeoff, press and hold, and it should take off. There we go. Hi guys, that is me. So let's go into pano. You can choose from sphere, a whole round, 180, or you can choose wide angle. So it's going to go chook, 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 chook. Anyway, go back into the three dots to set it up. Remember, set it on JPEG and RAW. I normally get rid of the JPEGs, keep the RAW, and the only other thing you have to do is go down, set white balance to manual 5600. I would show you, the quick shot, but the GPS signal is weak, so I'm gonna have to tell you all about that. It will not land, by the way, because it is way too dark over there.
Landing.
See? So I'm just gonna have to pull the stick down right there, and it's gonna land itself. There we go. So if you go into your quick shot, you're gonna have to go into the three dots, you're gonna have to go into camera, and you're gonna have to, at the top, choose 4K, because it's gonna be set as 1080p. You don't want that. You bought this camera, this drone, because it films in 4K. Set it to 4K. Then go down and change your white balance to manual 5600K. I pray this iPhone has been recording the whole time, because if I have to film this a fifth, sixth time, I'm gonna go crazy. That is about everything. I really hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions at all about the Mini 2 or the Mavic Mini, drop them in the comments below. If you like my film, give me a like, because it really does mean a lot to me. And if you haven't subscribed and you enjoy this stuff and you need more of it, more content, subscribe. I'm gonna go and edit this for the 5th time now.